Before we move on, there's one last fill-in. It says, turn your blank toward the person speaking. What do you think that blank is? Attention, good. Ears, good. Eyes, good. Those are not it though. But those are good answers. It's turn your heart. And I don't mean that like in a touchy-feely way, like, oh, it's hard. No, that's not what I mean. I mean physically turn your heart, your body toward that person, because there's something primal about us that when you expose your heart towards another person, it's a vulnerability that you expose, and real communication starts to happen. And I said, Dad, you ever seen one of these? And he grabbed it and he looked at it, he says, where did you get this? And I said, I found it in an antique shop. He said, you paid money for this? I said, well, yeah, I mean, why? He goes, why did you do that? I said, well, I thought we'd have this really cool father-son moment, Dad, but I guess that's not going to happen. So I said, did you ever use one of these? And he sat there, we were sitting in his driveway, and he says, oh yeah. And so he started to tell me, he says some of the rows that he worked were half a mile long. And every 4 inches he would punch a hole in the ground. And so he would do this over and over, all day, every day. I said, Dad, how many times do you think you did that? He says, I don't know, maybe 100,000, maybe more. When I look at this, to you it might just look like an old rusty tool, but to me, you know what this does? It represents my shot. If it wasn't for this, I wouldn't be where I'm at. If it wasn't for this, I wouldn't have traveled 47 states. If it wasn't for this, I wouldn't have spoke to almost 100,000 people live because of this. My dad worked his butt off to give me a shot. There are other people that really want to help us. Folks in these first-gen programs that are trying to help you. But we look at them and say, oh, you don't understand. You've never been where I've been. You've never been through the stuff I've been through. All they're trying to do is help you. One of the hardest things I ever had, I go to a gym, and this trainer told me one time, she says, your body is the sum total of all the decisions that you've made in your life up until now. And I looked in the mirror, and I said, shut up. It's harder for me, because I have an addiction to carbohydrates that you just don't understand. Like, I was raised on tortilla and chorizo and eggs, and it's just different. And it's everybody else is it easier than me? It's harder. When you accept responsibility for yourself, that's powerful. But when you accept responsibility for one other person, that takes it to a whole nother level. The day I got my diploma, you know that when you walk across the stage, they don't give you your paper right there? I was so mad. I got my little box, my little cardboard thing, and I opened it up, and I'm like, man, I worked hard for this. It took me 12 years to get my bachelor's degree. Look at when there's a piece of paper that says, we'll mail it to you. But when they mailed it to me, I remember I got it in the mail, I sat on my bed, and I cried. It was worth it, man. And one day, my mom went from saying, Angel, just quit, you don't need to do that anymore. Now you know what she says? Oh, you want to go to college? Talk to Angel. You know what I did? I grabbed my whole family, and I pulled them up with me. You're not going to do it right now. Don't even try. They don't understand. They love you, but they're saying, down, down, stay down. But I'm here to tell you, I came here all the way from Greeley, Colorado to tell you, get up. Don't stay down. You owe it to yourself to finish. You owe it to your future children to finish, to change the educational trajectory of your entire family. Just finish. So close. You're closer than anybody in your family has ever been. Don't let them down.